See, things evolve, okay? The wheel which the Stone Age man had made, is that the same wheel we have right now today in the real world? Stone Age man first made a wheel of stone. It was very heavy. So then later on he made of a log. That also was heavy. If it would break, it would break. Then he made of a wood, but he made spokes of wood. Then as it invented, then he made of steel. Now they start making of rubber. And going forward, I don't know what the technology they will use. So if I wanted to store one single value, what did we have initially? We would declare one variable integer a. We would declare what? And then we would say integer a and put 10 in it, so it would have 10 at one address 1000. Then the need arises that I want to store 5 numbers. I want to store 5 numbers. So later on, then we evolved to array. That in array you can store multiple numbers. Okay. So when he made the next wheel, he improved on the existing wheel. So if the wheel was made of rock, then why did he make the wheel from the wood log? Because the wood log would be more easily available and would be lightweight, and from one tree I could make multiple wheels. So when we had in one single variable, then why did we need array? What if I wanted to store 5 different numbers? Then instead of taking 5 different variables scattered at 5 geographical locations in memory, put them together in continuous memory allocation. So at address 1000 I can get 5 numbers and separated by a identified by a index. Okay. Now when there was array, why was there a need for structure? So what was the limitation of array? Array was homogeneous. So similar type of data at continuous memory location. So now what if I want to store different type of data? So now if I want to store data about a student, in which I want to store his roll number, which is of type integer. I want to store his name, which is of type character array. Name is, and I want to store his percentage, which is. Now can I store all this information in one array? Why no? Array is homogeneous, and these are heterogeneous data. So what I do is I put them in a structure by writing what? Struct and the name of the struct. What is the name of the struct? Student. Okay. And semicolon. So you can form a structure and put multiple data in it. Okay. Okay. So have you all heard of Aishwarya Rai? So she was what? Miss World or Miss Universe? Miss World. Which year? I guess 1994. Been around 30 years approximately. 30 years. So in Miss World pageant, so when you make a structure, you are gifting C a data type. You are gifting C a new data type. Now I can name it as student, or I can name it whatever name I want to give. So it is my gift, right? So I can also, if I'm not good at English, and if I write this, so now that, what is the type? What is the data type I am gifting C? Yes. What is the data type I am gifting C now? Which is there? What is the type of data? Student. So as it is a gift from me, C will take it. गिफ्ट कैसा भी रहता ना, आप थोड़ी गिफ्ट को बोलते कि एक भी दिया करते, गिफ्ट तो आप ले लेते। तो शादियों में 10 घड़ियां आ जाती, तो आप बोलते क्या मेरे पास ऑलरेडी घड़ी है, घड़ी में क्यों गिफ्ट दी है। तो यहाँ पर आपने स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक की है, पर सी बोलेगा चलो ठीक है हम आपका ये भी टाइप को कबूल कर लेते हैं। तो अभी आपने तो सी में कितने डेटा टाइप है, अपने कितने पढ़े, इंट, फ्लोट, कैर, डबल, बुलियन, 5 पढ़े। छठा कौन सा है, स्टूडेंट। स्टक तो कीवर्ड है, जो उसके बाद जो कीवर्ड है वो आपका टाइप है, क्या हो गया। और 8वां क्या है, स्टूडेंट। अब कोई बंदा ज़्यादा ही टेक्निकल है, उसने समझो रख दिया स्टूडेंट ही, क्या कर दिया उसने, तो 3 लोगों ने 3 अलग अलग स्टूडेंट बनाए, तो अब कितने टाइप हो गए। तो हर बनने वाला स्ट्रक्चर सी के अंदर एक नया डेटा टाइप ऐड कर देता, नया डेटा टाइप, उसको बोलते हैं यूजर डिफाइंड डेटा टाइप। क्या बोलते हैं, कैन आई स्पेल कैर को CHAR, यस। कैन आई स्पेल इट एज CAHR, नो। सो यूजर डिफाइंड, प्री डिफाइंड क्या था। देखो ये 2 चीज़ें अभी आप बहुत सुनेंगे आपके प्रोग्रामिंग करियर में, ये चीज़ें आप बहुत दिखेंगे। इनबिल्ट which is called as predefined और it is also called as built in। इनबिल्ट बोलो या built in बोलो, दोनों भी सेम लगते हैं। और दूसरा क्या है फिर, अभी प्रीडिफाइंड का क्या हो गया, यूजर डिफाइंड। दूसरा पार्ट क्या है, यूजर डिफाइंड। तो ये आप बहुत सुनेंगे ये 2 टर्म्स, इनबिल्ट, यूजर डिफाइंड। इनबिल्ट और इनबिल्ट के 2-3 नाम और है प्रीडिफाइंड। तो जो पहले से है वो क्या है, उसमें आप चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते, उसमें आप चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते। आपके जब फ़ोन आप अनबॉक्सिंग करते तो आपको बहुत सारे ऐप्स क्या मिलते, कैलकुलेटर क्या मिलता आपको, अलार्म क्लॉक, कैलेंडर। अभी तो बढ़ गया है, व्हाट्सएप भी प्रीडिफाइंड हो गया क्या आजकल, जीमेल भी प्रीडिफाइंड हो गया, यूट्यूब भी प्रीडिफाइंड हो गया, ठीक है ना। तो वो ऐप में आप छेड़खानी, उसको आप डिलीट भी नहीं कर सकते। हैव यू ट्राइड डिलीटिंग द कैलकुलेटर, पता ना ऐप को डबल प्रेस, लॉन्ग प्रेस करने का अगर माइनस साइन आता, उस पर क्लिक करने का तो होता है अनइंस्टॉल, तो वो क्या होता है ऐप। तो हैव यू ट्राइड अनइंस्टॉलिंग द कैलकुलेटर, कैलेंडर, नहीं होता ना। तो प्रीडिफाइंड में आप चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते। कैर की स्पेलिंग क्या है, तो उसको आपको CHAR ही लिखना है। बट जो आप गिफ्ट दे रहे हैं वो क्या हो गया, यूजर डिफाइंड। तो डेटा टाइप 2 टाइप के हो गए। डेटा टाइप कितने टाइप के हो गए, कौन से टाइप के, 2। डिफाइंड अपने जो 5 है, कैर, फ्लोट, इंट, लॉन्ग, डबल, बुलियन, जो 5-6 है। यूजर डिफाइंड कौन से हो गए, स्ट्रक्चर के बाद आप जो भी कीवर्ड लिखते हैं, ठीक है। तो अगर आप जो है बॉबी देओल के फैन हैं तो आपने बना दिया स्ट्रक्ट, तो अभी आपने एक डेटा टाइप गिफ्ट कर दिया सी को, क्या नाम से, यस। और आपको इंग्लिश भी नहीं आती तो आपने ये लिख दिया, तो भी वो गिफ्ट एक्सेप्ट कर लेगा, कोई शक। तो व्हाट इज अ स्ट्रक्चर, इन शॉर्ट इट इज अ यूजर डिफाइंड डेटा टाइप। So as it is user defined, so you can put whatever you want to put in it. What have I put? Roll number, name and person. So if I want to make a struct teacher, I want to make a struct, so what can I put in that then? Struct का struct, और कोशिश करो कि नाम कैपिटल से दो। नाम किससे दो, तो कुछ ऐसे बेसिक एटिकेट्स है वो फॉलो करो। जैसे आप कुछ भी दे सकते हैं, अगर आपने स्मॉल टी भी दिया तो भी वो गिफ्ट है ना, वो ले लेगा, बट गिफ्ट को एक सलीका रहता देने का। अब मैं अगर उसको बर्गर दे रहा, ले मैं हाजिर दे रहा हूँ, तो बर्गर मैं फेंक के दे रहा हूँ उसको, बोले क्या सर मत दो, इससे अच्छा तो गिफ्ट करे तो सलीके से करो। तो ये कैपिटल से लिखो, क्या लिखो, कैपिटल से लिखो। अब उसके अंदर क्या क्या डालना है, टीचर के क्या क्या एट्रीब्यूट्स रहते हैं, टीचर का नंबर रहता है, एक इंटीजर एम्प्लॉय आईडी क्या रहता है उसका, सर का एम्प्लॉय आईडी रहता, फिर उसका नाम रहता, कैर व्हाट, सी नेम है ना। एज इट इज माय टाइप आई कैन गिव एनीथिंग ऑफ साइज 10, then float salary, then char gender, and int age. Yes or no? Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. So everybody can make his or her own type, no? So if I don't want to give subject, but you want to give subject, is it possible or not? It is a gift from you. So you can give whatever type you want to give. So now I have made this structure and it is homogeneous or heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means different type of data is there under one roof, and give a semicolon at the end. Give a semicolon at the end. So now you have made a structure. This is the data type which you have given to C. Okay. So now, like any other data type, you can use this type also. Like any other data type, you can use this type also in your program. Okay. Now coming back to one more discussion. Are you all fond of baking? So we were at what example was I giving you? Are you all fond of baking? Baking. Okay. You all know how baking is done. You all know how baking is done. So बेकिंग में क्या होता है कि आपको जिस शेप का केक बनाना है, पहले आपको उस शेप का मोल्ड, कहते हैं उसको, एक वो फाइबर का आता है, रबर का आता है आजकल, या एल्यूमिनियम का आता है, अपने घर पे भी रहता हो। तो लेट से कोई बंदा या बंदी है और उसने एक मोल्ड, उसको केक बनाने का शौक है, ठीक है, या उसको केक बनाने की इच्छा है, तो उसने क्या करा, एग्जीबिशन में गया तो उसने एक फैंसी मोल्ड देखा, ठीक है, डोरेमोन का शेप का मोल्ड देखा, तो उसको लगा कि यार ये डोरेमोन के शेप के केक बेचेंगे मार्केट में अपन तो बहुत अच्छे लगेंगे, तो ये उसने एक मोल्ड खरीदा, ठीक है। तो ये मोल्ड उसने खरीदा 10,000 रुपये में, बहुत अच्छे क्वालिटी का था। कितने खरीदा? 10,000। और ये उसने खरीदा है 10 जनवरी 2010 में। कब खरीदा है? कितने साल हो गए आज उसको? 14 ईयर्स हो गए। कितने हो गए? 14 ईयर्स हो गए और अब तक ये मोल्ड से एक भी केक नहीं बनाया है उसने, भी केक नहीं बनाया। तो क्या करने का? तो ये जो 10,000 रुपये है, इज इट अ फ्रूटफुल इन्वेस्टमेंट और डेड इन्वेस्टमेंट? व्हाई नॉट? व्हाई डेड इन्वेस्टमेंट? यूज में नहीं आया। ओके, देन वन फाइन डे शी गेट्स अप and she makes a cake. So what will be the shape and size of the cake? The shape and the size of the cake will be same like this. Ji, same as this, right? So yes, no, maybe. So cake है ना ये. Then how many cakes can she make from this mold? Multiple. Then she makes one more cake. That cake also will be of the same shape and same size. And now one more. So now what will she sell? Will she sell the mold or will she sell the cake? How will she earn revenue? By selling the mold or by selling the cake? By selling the cake. So now my question is, what is the purpose of buying the mold? To make the cake. And what is the purpose of the cake? To sell, right? So now this mold is your structure. This mold is your. So now what we have is just the structure. Now what we have over here is just the structure of the teacher. Now just having the structure is as good as just having the mold. Is as good as just having the mold. Now just having the structure, is this job done 100%? Job done 100%? No. Now what to do? You have to make objects. What you have to do? Objects. So you have to go to void main. What you have to go where? Void main. Go to void main and make what? Objects of this structure. So underneath the structure, write void main. Write what? make an object of this structure by writing struct. Struct is small. Struct is
Small.
struct keyword. Struct is a keyword. Struct is a
Keyword.
like how if, while, for, what are they?
Keyword.
Keywords. So like this struct is a keyword. So struct is all small. And then after struct, what is the structure name? Teacher. So this is the data type. This is the and so what we make. So if int is a data type. If int is a data type, what I make? Integer a. What is a? Variable. So like this, what is struct teacher? Now we have to make a variable. Variable of a structure is called object. It's called as. So I will make S1. What is the object I am making? S1. So this is S1. This is what? S1. So what will S1 contain? The things which are there in the structure. So S1 will contain employee ID, teacher name, salary, gender, and will the teacher name also now contain blood group? If it is not there in the mold, it will not be there in the cake. Does the mold have ears or tail? No, so that it will not be in the cake also. So is blood group there in the structure? So it will not be there in the object also. Correct? Now can I make one more structure? Object. How? Struct teacher S2. Okay, so this will be S2 and S2 will be same as S1, same to same. That is a different cake, right? So they will have different addresses in date memory. This is at which address? This is at which address? 2000. And this is called as what? This is called as S. This is called as what? S2. Understood? Yes, no, maybe. So now, if I want to enter the employee ID of S1, what will I tell the user? Printf enter employee ID for teacher 1. For which teacher? Teacher 1. So he enters 101. He enters what? So I will scan it and put it where? Scan and put it where? In 101 of whom? Who's 101? S1's 101, right? Because 101 employee ID is for S2 also. So I will say scanf %d. Employee ID is of what type? And S1 dot employee and S1 dot employee ID. Correct? Making sense to you all? So if he entered over here 101, what did he enter? 101. So where will 101 go now? Yes. 101 will come over here. Now I want to enter the name for teacher 1. So what will I ask the user? Printf enter name for teacher 1. So if he enters Alice, so where will I scan Alice? My scanf will look like this. I'll write on the same line. Scanf, yes. %C, %C, %S. And do I need to put an and for a string? No. Directly say S1 dot T name. What is the string name? My name, T name, right? And similarly, so on and so forth, I can enter the data. If I want to now enter the salary, so what will I say? Enter salary for teacher 1, and he enters 800. I will scan it and put it where? %F and S1 dot sal. So on and so forth. Now if I want to display the detail of the teacher one, what will I say? Printf teacher 1 employee ID is what? Percentage D, and the value is coming from where? S1 dot empid, and you can display other attributes also. Understood? So you have to make a structure object, and then if you're making a structure object, the operator which we use is dot operator. Which operator? The structure object dot and the element of the structure. So S1 dot employee ID, S1 dot T name, S1 dot sal, S1 dot gen, S1 dot age. Understood? So now where is this S1 made? In which function is it created? S1. Which function? Main. So its visibility is only within main. Visibility is within only main. Variable and object, they have a scope. What is scope? Life. So the life is only within the curly brackets in which it is declared. So S1 is declared within which curly bracket? So this is visible only within which function? Outside the main function, no one knows S1. So if I have another function, void, okay, ABC function I have. Now in this ABC function, can I write this line and I want to display the employee ID of teacher 1? Can I write this line in the ABC function? Yes, no, maybe. Why no? So S1 is not visible to ABC. Why is it not visible to ABC? It is not because it is declared in main. So it is visible only across main. Now if I want to make this S1 visible across main and all the functions, make it as a global object. Make it as a so to make a global object, before closing the structure and giving the semicolon. Before closing the structure and give a semicolon, give the object name. Now if I give S3 over here, I give what? And now give a semicolon. So now this S3 is also an object of that very structure, but now this S3 is a global object. So I can assign the values over here also and read it over here also. So here if I say enter ID of teacher 3 of what? Teacher 3. So what will I say? And how will I scan it then? And S3 dot employee ID. So I have accepted it in which function? Void main function. And I am displaying it in which function? Now how did it be possible? Because it is a global object. It is not a local object. Understood? Local and global object. That is called scope of object or scope of variable. Is this understood? How it is done? So how you declare a local and how you declare a global object. Understood? Okay. Now, do you make ice cubes like this? Do you make one ice cube? Right? So now if you are making business, now so if you say, let's say now Royal Bakery or Kayani Bakery, do they make one cake? They have a big mold, okay, and in that big mold they have different, right? Now using this, how many cakes are formed? Now I can form 5 cakes of the same shape and same size at once. So it is called as array of object. What is this called as? So this is the cake at which index? 0 index. Cake at which index? Okay, so if you are doing it for R, so when you are making array, no need to change the structure. Structure will not change. What will change? Just how you create the object. So now if I create the first cake. So this is my cake number 1. Yes or no? So cake number 1. Similarly, I can make how many cakes now? Now if I want to increase the production, will I make one cake, or I will make multiple cakes and put? So how many cakes have I extracted at one time? Yes, how many cakes are here? Eight cakes, right? So this is at which index?
0.
Okay, so let me call this as, what is multiple cakes called as? Cake and, okay, so teacher and staff. Teacher and staff. So this is my, what is the array name? Staff, right? So at 0 index is first teacher Alice, 1 index is second teacher Ben, and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Now what is the size of my array? Size of the array. If index is max index is 7, what is the size of the array? 8. So I can also declare an array of teachers. Like how if I declare int a, I can also declare int a of 8, that is 8 integers. Now if I want to store 8 teachers, then I can do what? Struct. You have to always add the keyword struct, okay? So struct what? Teacher, and I call the array name as staff. And how many teachers I have? 8. How many teachers do I have now?
8.
Now I want to accept the details and display details of all the teachers. So run a for loop, for loop. So how will I say that? So I will say for I equals to 0, I less than 8, I plus plus, correct? So now if I say enter employee ID of teacher 1, of teacher 1. So how will I say? Of percentage D, of teacher percentage D, comma I plus 1, employee ID. So what will come? What? Enter employee ID of teacher and integer value. What is the integer value? What is the value of I? 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So you will enter 101 and you will scan 101 where now? Scanf percentage D, comma, and staff of which index? 0 index dot employee ID. Yes or no? Because now this 0 index employee ID, right? This, like how individual are having their employee ID. So this is just a same structure only, right? This is also a structure. Yes or no? So this is just also a structure. So like the structure is having, this will also have what? Will have a employee ID, T name, sal, gender and age. And similarly all will have the same, because it is an array of struct teacher. So in array all the data are of the same type. So all of what type? So every index will have an employee ID, employee name, sal, gender and age. So what did I enter over here? So if I enter over here, enter salary of teacher 1. So you enter 101. 101 will go where? At the 0 index. 0 index which attribute? Employee ID. So what is the array name? Staff. So staff of 0. 0 means I. Staff of 0, no. Staff of I. Staff of I, right? Not 0. Because we are adding in the loop, right? You will write staff of I. What is the value of I in the first iteration? 0. So staff of 0, employee ID. So when this blah blah blah, you can enter all the other things also. Like just copy paste it from here. So what you're doing for individual, you can do it for multiple also. Right? And you display also. You display. So if you want to display teachers, all the teacher details, how will you display? For I equals to 0, I less than 8, I plus plus. So how will you display? Printf employee ID of teacher percentage right? First teacher, right? Percentage D is percentage D, correct? So first teacher value is I plus 1. I is 0, correct? And second will be what? Staff of I dot employee ID. Getting it? As simple as that. So your array concept should be strong. Staff of I. This is I, okay? And blah 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 you can do for all. Dot employee ID dot t name. Got it? This is called as array of objects. Now where is that array declared? In main. So it can be accessed only in main. I want this array to be accessed by all the functions, then make it. So how do I make it global? Just copy the array name and paste it, right? So I will say like this. And if you have multiple objects global, give a comma. Give a comma. So S3 is also global and the staff of it also is global. Understood? Yes, no, maybe. Getting it? Okay. Now every time after I add the struct keyword, struct teacher, struct teacher, struct teacher. So I can give a shortcut. I can give a shortcut. So that you can use typedef. What you can say? Typedef. Okay. Now instead of using struct teacher, what you want? So you will say instead of using struct teacher, I want say tech. What have I given? Tech. So now no need to use struct teacher everywhere. You can just use what? Tech. So you can say tech x1, tech x1. And you can use simple, right? And this becomes easier. Tech s2. So you are now this struct teacher shortcut is what? This is called as typedef. It's called as what? So today we have seen how to declare a structure, how to declare a structure local object, declare structure global object, declare local array of structure, declare global array of structure, how to access the elements using the structure object, using the dot operator, how to access the structure using the structure array, using for loop, then how to give a shortcut to a structure name by using which keyword? Typedef keyword. User defined and predefined function also we have data types. Got it? Now you all practice this.